one. If you got a good one, you're going to want to give. I sponsored a great couple that came to St. Louis because I had the extra subscription. They listened to Mike Hernandez and Brig Hart, and they came to St. Louis. Some people didn't even sign up for the subscription. Go home tonight and sign up for the subscription. We are moving. This team is moving, and we're going to get it done. Make sure you sign up for Anaheim. There's going to be a meeting. We got two of the hottest folks, the hottest couple actually, that's tearing this up. One of the hottest couples in MonaVie is coming on July 21st. Scott and Renita, all right? And they are going to be, they're ripping this up. So he's actually a financial planner. She's a trainer. And it's a great combination. So they're going to come here and teach you the how, what, and why, and teach your folks. Your goal is to bring people with you. I might not see you for a little bit, so I just want to make sure you understand this. When you come to Anaheim, you come to that event in July, get your head in the game. Your upline gets this. The number one thing you possibly can do to succeed in MonaVie that you have to do is come to a major convention. That's Anaheim. So no matter what, if you want to be a doctor, you're going to have to go to medical school. Even if you don't want to, you're going to have to go. How do I get my friends to go to Anaheim when they don't want to go? I'm going to give you a tip. It's the same way you get somebody in MonaVie that doesn't want to get in MonaVie. When I go drop off a CD and then I talk to somebody and they say, what's something you'd like to have? And they say, well, I really want to bring my wife home from work. Well, did anyone come last week to help you bring her home? Last month? No. Are you serious? Would you put some effort in to bring her home? Yes. I think I'm onto something. Listen to this CD. I'm going to come by and pick it up from you tomorrow. When you come back and pick it up, I do it. It's all right on here. Okay. I want you to start calling out their dream, and when they say, hey, I don't want to do it, you just wait for them to do it like, all right, you qualify. I just don't want to do it. Well, you said you had no other way to bring your wife home from work. I guess you're not that serious about bringing her home from work. Now, I did not try to take a shortcut. I would bring Gina. When I did my first tasting party, Gina's been up here many times, John, with me. I came here to find some gals that could fill in the gap when she's not here. I would bring her with me in your town. You're going to be building it right in your town. And now I could sit there with the gal, with Gina there, and he said he wanted to bring her home, but I said, you know what, I guess if you're not going to get in, you're not that serious about bringing her home. Is he, Betty? Now here's what you want to do. I'm going to give you my card. In fact, I might give him another CD. That's what I would suggest doing. I mentioned this. It's actually going to be one of the CDs that's coming out to teach you. It's what I talked on in St. Louis. The CDs that I give to people to change their memory, some of you, or change their thinking, is not these CDs. These are just to get you to sit down with them. But if I would have had a CD for Al Huva, I probably would have got him in 90 days instead of 8 months if I'd have had like Mike Hernandez CD or Brig Hart or the Bucket List. Any story CDs that you listen to, not a teaching, get your head in the game, something you think would relate to them. I want to give you the CD and say, hey, you know what, you need to listen to this because this reminds me of you, or this, I really think you need to hear it. I don't think you understand what you're saying no to. Because why, you know why I'm trying to do that is because I got to reprogram their thinking. First of all, their dream is too much dust on it. So I got to dust their dream off. Listen to like a tape like the Bucket List. Second of all, they've been so programmed to go to home to work for the rest of their life till they're 72 that they just can't get out of that thinking. I might keep giving them CDs till they say yes. Or till they totally say no. Does that make sense? That's why you want the subscription, all right? But what I'm going to say to them is, hey, look at, if you really wanted to bring your wife home from work, I don't want you to ever look at her getting ready. Now, my wife got ready at 3:30 in the morning because she was a flight attendant. She had to drive 2 hours from West Palm Beach to Orlando, 2.5 hours. She would be crying because she had to leave the kids. Don't you ever, every time you see your wife getting ready for work in the morning and she's crying because she's got to leave the kids, you remember me. I showed you a way to bring her home and you said no. You know what? Every time he sees his wife getting ready for work, Steve guy. Right? What do you want to do? I want to travel more, okay? I don't want to do it. Oh, right, you qualified. Let's get you in. I don't want to do it. Well, I guess you really aren't that serious about traveling around with your family, are you? Every time your kids see a Disney commercial on the TV and they come in your lap and say, Daddy, we want to go to Disney. I want you to remember me. I showed you a way to get free so you could travel around the world with your family and you said no. Whatever it is they want. I wanted a bus. I don't want to get in. Okay. Every time you see a bus on the road, you ever try to buy a car that nobody has, but once you get the car, everyone's got it? Well, every time you see a bus, you remember me. Don't ever say you want a bus because I showed you a way to get a bus and you said no. If you can get people to say no to their dream, and then you can say, hey, look, here's where the home business review is. People are going to come because they want to bring everyone came here tonight. They took ferries. They came here from all over because they want something more for their family. That's how you got to get people to come to the home business review. Does that make sense, Judy? Because what's happened is people say no to a bottle, a weight loss product, or an opportunity, but they don't. If you get them to say no to their dream, they will never forget what you said. And then it's going to get easier. Remember what I said? You're going to sponsor 3 people. Actually, you need 5 to the right and 5 to the left. Break it up in 3 months. Or I'd say break it up in 20 days. In 20 days, go sponsor 3. If I can sponsor 2 in an hour, you can take 20 days and sponsor 2 and help them get their 2. Because they can all do their 2 in an hour. You know why I want you to do that? Because then you're going to go on the free gold cruise. Okay? To Cozumel. And you're going to get your money's worth because they're going to fly you all the way to Miami from here. Okay? And you're going to be sitting down there on the gold cruise. You can be texting back your friends, taking pictures of you on the cruise. Hey, remember that MonaVie thing you said it wouldn't work? Well, it did. Okay? We want you there. But you're going to have to put that on your refrigerator. Put that, it's in that tier sheet. It's got the people to the right. Your upline will help you, okay? People to the right, people to the left, and it actually has, you can just fill in the lines, fill in the blanks. Put on your fridge. Now what you want to do before you go to bed tomorrow, is get yourself a picture of a cruise ship, one of the travel magazines, cut out the husband and wife and put your faces in the pictures. And because you get what you picture. We're going on that cruise. You know, there was no trips, John, when I got in. The first trip was Costa Rica. Nobody had ever gone diamond in less than, it was like 8 or 9 months. Nobody fathomed that could be done. My friend Matt said, we're going to do this. I'm like, we are? And he went diamond in 70 days, went blue diamond in 98. We both were on that trip. On a Costa Rica trip. That was the first diamond trip. You can beat the odds. You don't have to be sitting here wondering if you're going to do it. It's going to happen. With this, you can't compare yourself to anyone. Not only do we have momentum in this room, but I'll tell you this much. The caliber. I remember the first meeting that John and Judy came to. We had a bunch of little teenagers. Remember, John? Okay? Now we've got folks that aren't afraid to win in this room. I'm not trying to pick on the teenagers. Back then, I got a teenager that made $2 million with me, because back then we take anybody. Got a credit card, you're an infant? Come on, get in. But now you got to be 18. All I'm saying is that this folk here, the caliber of people, am I right, Jim? Okay, the caliber of people have raised up. Now's the time to get serious about what's happening. So keep it simple. You're going to read, listen, participate. Do that. You're going to make a decision how many people you're going to talk to every day. A lot of people said, well, I'm going to talk to 3 people, not just anybody. And if you have a little trouble, Gary, talking to 3 people, why don't you just start tomorrow with 1 person? It's kind of like working out. If you've never worked out for 2 years, you can't go work out 7 days in a row. Just start. I did 1 meeting a week to begin with. Then I did every other week. It was every other week. That's when Charlie would come down. Then I started doing 1 meeting every week. I tried my own. That's when my friend Matt forgot his wife's name. But then we started doing 2 meetings a week. We did it in the evening. So at night, if I was you, I would go out and go talk to people. I would go watch the 2 videos and say, hey, from a scale of 1 to 10, what do you see? Talking about their dreams. Are you serious about whatever you want, whatever your dream is? And then you get them signed up or give them the initiate, follow up. Well, everyone else has been watching TV for the last 6 years. I've been out in the evening going and talking to people. One-on-ones. I don't say that all of them get in on that. I say 80% of the people that get in saw the opportunity first on a one-on-one. So I'm not saying that they got in right then. They probably come to a home business review, but at least you were able. The reason why I like to go to the people the most is because if you go to them, it's so much easier than trying to invite them to your house, and they don't even know why they're coming, and they're a lot of times saying no to a bottle, a weight loss product, or an opportunity. I want them to say no to the only way. This is just a vehicle to bring your wife home from work, to get yourself out of debt, to get your vacations sooner than later, to live whatever dream you got sooner than later, and you can only really do that in person. Does that make sense? So you got to go to them, and it's so much easier. Call Bob, I'm coming over, right? Or Bob, I'm in your driveway, okay? Or Bob, what are you doing? I can see what you're doing. You're watching TV. I'm actually in your driveway, right? Keep it as simple as you can. Just go to them, and then you help your friends do the same thing. That's all you got to do. In that graph, it just says, hey, you got to help 5 people to the right, 5 people left, help them get their 2 people. Doesn't matter how you build it. You got to put 5 right, 5 left, and you got to help them get their 2 people. If you get them all on the 500,000 PV kits, I'm telling you, if they could be putting them in on 1,000 and 500, everyone gets in on 1,000 PV kit or more in Brazil. Come on, it's a third world country, and they're getting in on 1,000 PV. It's only a mindset. Because whatever you tell people to do, it's kind of like if you did buy that Tim Hortons, they don't like give you an option. They say, this is what you got to do, or you don't get it. Here, the good news about MonaVie is everybody can get in. The bad news is everybody can get in. So, hopefully you get signed up for Anaheim. We'll see you there. I'll be back. Okay, we're all going to be. We'll tell you when I'm going to be back. But we got a seminar coming up. One of the hottest couples in the whole business. We didn't have this going on when we started, right? It was only me. Now you can get Scott and Renita are going to come here. They just went white diamond, right? So they're one level away from getting the free Mercedes. They're coming here to teach you what they're doing. That's actually better sometimes than me, because you got somebody that's right in the thick of it, doing it right there, learning it as they're making it happen. So hopefully you got some stuff from me. Hey, Al, why don't you come back up here? Whoever's coming up here to do the drawing. Anyone else want to fill out the Anaheim thing? I hope I helped you out. I got my business cards. I'll stand in the back there and hand out the bus cards so you can show it to your friends and see if you can get them to get an interest. Get some CDs. The company sent all of them tools, so get what you need to get before you leave. So here, give these guys a hand for putting this together.
Okay, we're doing how many draws? Four? 4 draws tonight, you guys.